This Cabinet meeting on Tuesday the 3rd of December 2024. Just for information, this meeting is being recorded. Thank you. First item on the agenda is to confirm the minutes of the meeting held at 5th of November 2024. Are you all in agreement? Second item on the agenda is to receive any apologies. None to record. I think we're all here. Thank you. Third item on the agenda is to declarations of interest. Rita.
Item 4, the allocation of the Shared Prosperity Funding, Purton playing fields and application as a councillor for Purton. I'll leave the chamber once.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you very much indeed. The fourth item on the agenda, wait for to go. Thank you. Is the allocation of the UK Shared Prosperity Funding and Rural England Prosperity Funding, and is the report of the Assistant Director Enterprise and Growth. Is there any questions to that? Annette, do you wish to come in, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Leader. So this report seeks formal approval from this Council's Cabinet to allocate specific resources to projects. Members will be aware that the UK Shared Prosperity Fund is part of the Levelling Up programme, and that this council received £3.82 million worth of money. That was split across 3 funding years, and we're now in the third and final year of that initial funding pot. We were also awarded £489,000 in rural England funding. Together, that makes up our overall shared pot. So to ensure the transparent awarding of funding, Cabinet approved a government structure to enable the council to deliver this programme effectively. The bids before you today, members, have followed this process. Set out Appendix A are 3 bids which fall within the Rural England Prosperity Fund. First is for Ettington Pools, which amounts to £43,617,000, which is 70% of the project cost. And this is to improve paths, car parks, habitat posts, and measures to improve accessibility. That's Ettington Pools. Second is in Penkridge, which is to improve the pathways around the centre to better allow accessibility for all users. And this is £11,710,000, which equates to 70% of the project cost. And the third is for Featherstone and Brinsford Parish Council play area to improve the play experience and make the area more inclusive and accessible. And this is for £6,300, which is 70% of the project cost. I'll move on now to Appendix B in your report, which provides details of the residual bids the members have been asked to approve. The first is for £99,000 for a hydrogen rig to expand the training of employees and students of green vehicle technologies for South Staffordshire College. This is 28% of the total cost. And this project supports the Council's green ambitions and the development of skills in green technology in the important Green Innovation Corridor. And the second is for Purton Parish Council to improve accessibility to the playing fields to make more accessible for all and to install outdoor furniture. This is for £43,668,000, which is 70% of the total project cost. These bids have all been independently assessed and are before you today following successful progression through the governance process. And the recommendations, Leader, are as set out in the report.
Thank you, Annette. Any questions from the members? Do you all approve those at section 8 recommendations, 8.1 and 8.2? Are you all in agreement?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Annette. Would you yes, please. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, to agenda item 5, which is the allocation of the UK SPF Warmer Homes Programme. Assistant Director, Enterprise and Growth. Over to you, Annette. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader. So this report is in a similar vein to the previous report, members. And as previously mentioned, our investment plan set aside a sum of money for the Warmer Homes project to ensure opportunities for vulnerable householders. This has been a successful project, and take up on this project has been high. Working with public health colleagues, we have built up a good relationship and good delivery, specifically in relation to the green technology. This has led us to engaging in an opportunity to work with a pilot project within this district. And this would allow us to work directly with a GP practice to take referrals for those who have a health condition which are exacerbated by cold living conditions. And most GPs are understandably reluctant to share patient data, and naturally this does pose an issue when seeking to work on a project of this type and scale. Positively, however, the Russell's House Surgery Group, based in Codsall, have indicated a willingness and indeed a keenness to work with us on the project, and therefore we propose to run a pilot with that surgery. And if successful, we would work with other GP practices to extend this project further. So this is the key strand of the Integrated Care Board's cost avoidance and investment to save plan, and alongside future UK shared prosperity funding, if that's forthcoming. By doing this project, we would aim to attract further health funding for the benefit of our localities and look to broaden that out. The recommendation is therefore to utilise the unspent £100,000 to this project as a pilot, and the recommendations, Leader, are as set out in the report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Annette. Have we got any questions, please, from members? No questions? Are you all in agreement then for the recommendation at section 8.1, that the Cabinet agree to utilise the remaining underspent allocation of 100k UKSP Warmer Homes funding to the Codsall Warmer Homes pilot project? You all in agreement? Thank you very much indeed. Lovely. Thank you. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, to agenda item 6, the budget monitoring 24-25 quarter 2, and this is the Director of Finance S151 officer, and I think that's over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader. Yes, this report is the same report that was reported to a review and scrutiny committee last week. It details the projected outturn position for the council as at quarter 2, the end of September of the current financial year. So we are projecting that after the application of earmarked reserves, there will be a saving against budget of £292,000, and this reduces the required use of our general fund reserves from 1.456 million as per the approved budget to 1.173 million. The key elements within that saving are listed under paragraph 3.4 and also within the appendices, appendix number 2, which detail the variances against specific service areas. But the main ones are a saving against the wage contract because inflation was lower than anticipated. Strong membership performance across our council leisure centres, although that is largely offset by additional costs from our joint use agreements. We've got a half-year saving from our new insurance contract and additional benefits from being part of the Staffordshire Business Rates Pool, but we are applying those savings to the collection fund reserve at this point in time. It should also be noted that this doesn't include the impact of the recently agreed local government pay award, and that was agreed after this monitoring was produced and therefore will feature in quarter 3's monitoring. But our estimate is that that will create a further saving of approximately £65,000. There are a number of appendices, as I mentioned, which provide further detail, but I don't intend to go through those at the moment, but I'm happy to take any questions on them. So the recommendation is for Cabinet to note the positions. Back to you, Leader.
Thank you very much, Beck. Any questions, please, from the floor? None. At recommendation is at 8.1. Are you all in agreement with that recommendation, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Moving on then to agenda item 7, the delivery of the taxi and private hire licensing functions, report of public health protection and licensing team manager, and I think that's over to you, Jackie. Thank you.
Good afternoon, members. In relation to the delivery of taxi and private hire licensing functions, then, as members will be aware, since April 2022, the taxi licensing administration functions have been delegated to the City of Wolverhampton. Licences continue to be in the name of the South Staffordshire Council, and the council maintains the executive decision-making functions. The agreement was initially for 3 years with an option to extend, and that initial 3 years is actually due to expire March 2025, which has provided an opportunity to review the effectiveness of that agreement. And since the agreement has been in place, the licence fees have reduced significantly, which has encouraged more trade growth with additional both drivers and vehicles that are now available within the district to our residents. And in addition, drivers have seen increased flexibility and convenience for inspection slots, security features that will allow customers to verify driver licences, online registration of vehicle accessible, wheelchair vehicle accessible, and an increase in proactive operations and audits to ensure that they're operating effectively. Part of the financial consideration, Wolverhampton have continued to pay the council to cover the cost of the delivery of the executive functions and service supports that we continue to offer. The level of this is currently being reviewed, and there is no provision built into the medium-term financial strategy for 25 onwards. To actually bring the service back in-house would result in both a significant increase in the licence fee and charge to the taxi trade to enable the service to be provided, and we also would have to resource that team again because those staff have now been redeployed into other functions within environmental health. But importantly, based on the benefits of the service, both to the trade and that positive effect that has on our residents, the recommendation is the agreement to delegate the function to the City of Wolverhampton for a further 5 years. Take any questions.
Thank you very much for that, Jackie. Any questions from members? No questions? Are you all in agreement then at 7.2 to recommend to the council to approve the delegation? Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. That concludes, ladies and gentlemen, our business for this afternoon. So thank you very much for your attendance. Thank you.